I do it with everyone, black and white, young and old, straight and LGBTQ, powerful people, friends, strangers, people who I meet on the street.
No, I know for a fact that one of the things that endeared my father to my stepmom number 5, is the fact that she was when she was abducted by the aliens, they ended up bleaching her anus. I think my father really empathized with that, because when it happened to him, they also bleached his anus. So when you think about like the quantum mechanical models and like science and math and how to communicate with otherworldly beings, like superficial stuff, like, I don't know, stuff you might go to like a Korean nail salon for, that they do the stuff in the back room. The aliens also do that stuff. It makes you wonder, did they watch us do it? Like, did they like see through walls and see that people, Homo sapiens, were doing this to themselves, and like, oh, we should try to see if we can do that so that we can, get jobs if we try to assimilate into their culture. It's one of the things that we might be good at. And well, apparently they do a good job, and they're getting better. Practice makes perfect. It's like this podcast. Been off for 2 weeks. It's been very hard, but it just, we'll get back to where we were going. Good flow, good level. Though I don't particularly like that you poured me fucking decaffeinated coffee right before I was having that really hard, dark conversation with you. Like, I'm telling you a very important story about my family, Sebastian, and we're about to start the show. Haven't done sponsors, haven't even done the intro. Welcome to the show, by the way, everyone. Good to have you back. Sorry, Sebastian, just want to tell you. Sebastian poured me a cup of decaffeinated coffee to start the show, to do the show. 2 weeks off, and we're back. And I get a cup of decaffeinated coffee next to me to get my jitters going. We live in a really bad neighborhood. He could just as easily gone to the corner and got me some crack or some meth, and that would have been fine. Though, I'm trying to stay off of that. As you can tell, I've gained a little bit of weight in the face, not quite as angular, a little self-conscious about that. But it's okay. I think it's healthy. I don't want to purge anymore, and I think it's better that I eat 1,200 calories a day. That's a good thing. And but I need coffee. If I'm gonna do that, I need coffee. I need some balance, right? Coffee's natural, right? It's not amphetamines, okay? So I need something. Well, that's not what that is. That is fake coffee. That's a placebo. Now, if you told me that it was just coffee, maybe you would have gotten away with it and you would have been fired. I'm not gonna fire you. I'm just kidding. We have a 2-strike rule. This is one. But my God, dude, like, what am I? It's before the show. What do you think it is? I like the taste of coffee. Who likes the taste of coffee, really? If coffee was really legit, just like coffee and ice cream. Okay, complimentary thing though, right? Yeah, it's complimentary. You don't just drink coffee for the sake of drinking coffee, or peer pressure, like late at night. Oh, it's going to keep me up, but I'll have a drink with you. I'll have a decaf. Right? That's what old people say on television shows from the 90s. Oh, it's getting late. I'll have a decaf. Well, I didn't invite you up for coffee. Oh, you want really? Yeah, it was just, I don't know, like Seinfeld or something, right? So, it just would have been nice. So, while I do sponsors and talk some more, maybe think about figuring a way to make that up, because that's strike one. No, we don't do 3. It's 2 strikes. Yeah, what's I don't know. It's a crazy world. Crazy world out there. Yeah, so she's like that. And when I met her for the first time, I remember I was so frightened by her that I ended up drinking all night at a bar in West Palm Beach across the bridge, Bradley's. And I met this girl who's vegan, and I didn't really have anywhere to go with her. I didn't want to go back to the house, and I didn't really want to go, so it was like kind of like awkward. I'm not like randomly going to sleep with this girl. So I took her to my dad's office, where he has all these dead animals on the wall that are mounted up, like antelope and wild boar and stuff. And we ended up having sex, and I talked her out of, being afraid of the animals. Said, oh, don't worry about it. She's vegan, having sex amongst all these dead animals. I must be that good. Kind of makes you feel good as a guy to have sex with a vegan in front of all these dead animals. Like, that's kind of almost like a satanic ritual to her, or something pure evil. But my dick, or my aura, or my sex appeal was so powerful that it overcame her giving a shit about anyone but herself and the lustful pleasure she was about to receive from Leviathan. That's the name of my penis. And it makes me wonder, if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one around to hear it, does meat taste good? Because she's not telling her friends about that one. Not that she's embarrassed. Why would she be? I'm amazing. But like that specific scenario, the context, that's not something you want to tell your friends. They'll start talking behind your back. It's like all women. Never mind vegan, normal, not sane, whatever. Like, she says she's vegan, but my God, she apparently she had sex with these dead animals at this guy's place, and like they had like a threesome. I don't know. She was like I don't know, making out with like a wild boar bust or something that was like stuffed and like I don't know, it was awful. I think she also voted for Trump or something. I found that out. Yeah, she's crazy. We can't let her RSVP to Carol's wedding. Okay, it's like she's really sick. She needs help, but I don't have time. I have to. Sorry, I'm not going to diatribe about that, but something like that would happen. Simone Biles, that happened. I know everyone's talked about it. Everyone's went from strange, mental illness, can't go there, don't want to talk about it, that seems like a dangerous plot, to she is on methylphenidate, so she wasn't allowed her Concerta, Ritalin, whatever, her ADD medication. She got the twisties, kind of like the yips in golf or something, and she couldn't do the pommel horse or whatever the fuck she was doing. She just like bowed out, which is kind of weird. It's like a very strange thing. Your sport is every 4 years. So that's odd. It's odd for every reason, every excuse in the book. Odd for not withdrawing from the medication in time for the Olympics, knowing that you have 4 years to do so because Japan has a rule about those drugs. But then we find out that she got an exemption for those drugs. More than likely, her medical history is private, but more than likely she did receive one. And the twisties or whatever is just, she was just getting them for whatever reason, and that had nothing to do with withdrawing from Ritalin, because she didn't. But it's crazy because it's like your sport is literally every 4 years for like a few days. That's when you have games. Like imagine the Lakers playing every 4 years for like a weekend. It's weird. And then you don't play, and you like take this like Naomi Osaka approach of like, I just have to care about my mental health. Also, I'm going to make $25 million this year anyway, so who cares? Or $40 million. She makes a lot of money. She makes like double, I think, what Maria Sharapova made. So like that type of thing, Simone Biles can still profit off of like the Olympics. So she's like, I don't want to taint myself. I can ride my image and the gold medals from the last Olympics, 2016, and then be a kind of, I don't know, a kind of like in terms of a risk reward. You're giving up no risk, and you're still maintaining that pillar of like excellence by carrying it forward, almost like getting paid to play football for all the stuff you did before you hit 30. It just doesn't happen. Usually you start to become like a liability. People look at what you can do in the future, your future earning power, future wins above replacement. But this mental health thing has created this kind of like window of protecting your future earning power by being another, like, I don't know, like cash cow to something that's very progressive and very possibly a ESG area, at least in terms of sociological affectation. Like those online I wonder if she has stock in one of those online like psychiatry places that tell you like, do you feel like killing yourself? Contact a doctor today. So you can see them on Instagram and stuff like that. Apparently those companies are going to be multi-billion-dollar companies. They're in their nascency, but like breaking the walls so that you like of like doctors like going to see a doctor, making that an online thing is a bit, it's a big business. Like you start to think about that, like where's the disruption? Like you don't have to deal with like Dr. Harris. You look at a Yelp recommendation, it's like all on this website, and they're all vetted, and the reviews are there, and they all get a percentage provided they're able to maintain market share. Doctors are willing to get like, for more frequency and like, I guess exposure, they're going to give up part of their monies for the sake of being inclusive, and that's that. Just like Uber or anything else, right? Like, you remember the limousine companies back in the day? Like, it used to cost like $180, 3 hours minimum for more than that probably for a limo. And then like all the limo companies went out of business and ended up using their cars and their black car service and stuff like that to work for Uber. It's the same idea. I don't know how they do the same thing with doctors and plastic surgeons probably too. I think the reason why plastic surgeons are like pushing fillers more, like the margins on fillers are like crack prices. It's like, oh, you want cheek implants? Sure. Permanent filler that costs $500? Oh, cheek implants, what, $8,000-9,000 minimum, depending on the doctor? See, they want to push the repetition of clients. It's like a subscription. Oh, well, you need to fill up your face with calcium hydroxybate every 8 months. Otherwise, your lips are going to go down, and you're going to start looking like a troll. You want that windblown look that, like, hey, Carol, we just signed the divorce papers. Oh, the prenup is still in place. I'll see you at the club. Oh my God, Jose! I'm going to start dating him. It's been so long. I'm so excited. I don't know, something like that. Hold on one second. Someone's at the door. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. You may be wondering why I have all of a sudden changed shirts. Long story, but I thought my friend was at the door the other day. I stopped the show, went to go check to see who it was. Mormons. A couple of Mormons trying to recruit. No problem, fine. We got into a long conversation, though, basically about why they wear what they wear. I thought it was kind of strange. It's very uniform, like, and they said basically this kind of cool story. It's like a cool like Snapple fact that Joseph Smith found out there was a sale at JCPenney one day, and the rest is history. So, yeah, I didn't end up signing any of the paperwork, or I took the pamphlets just to get, let them leave. I let them come in, offered them coffee. They said no, they don't drink caffeine, but they'd take a Coke. I didn't really understand what that was. It's very kind of contradictory. But yeah, so a new day, finishing the show. My apologies. Is this on? Yeah, I like to hit your mom where she duty at and make her booty fat. It's The Rock. Does that sound good? Okay. So, yeah. And we talked about other things. Like whenever you have religious people around, sex seems to come in. It's like, how do you feel about being DP'd? Is that good? You should always do that when you're like, you're kind of like, what do you call it? Filtering or doing some like, cross questions for like a potential wife or significant partner. You should really get out of the way in the relationship earlier on, all the messed up sexual innuendo. You don't want to save that for when you put the rock on her finger, his or her finger, or they, them, or whatever. All inclusive here at the BenBen show. But you want to make sure that this person is willing to indulge some of your freak. Get a little bit freaky. You want to make sure that happens earlier on, because you don't want to tie your sail to a boat that just likes to fuck in the missionary position. You want a boat that will go through some white squalls with you, that will maybe invert, turn into a submarine. With a gag on its mouth, and you get into some freaky shit. Because if you don't do it, the problem is if you don't do it soon, you may have this problem where the relationship's all about making up for the fact that I'm not good enough for you, blah blah blah. No, nothing to do with that. It's just like fun that I always liked, but I respected you enough. But now that things are like, further along, I feel more comfortable to tell you, like, hey, this is who I am. I really like being pegged. And, yeah. So let her know sooner. I'd say within the first 6 months, if you're into everything that you're into, whatever it is, no judgment here. Go for it. And so I was talking to the guys about that. I was like, hey, what's the deal with, like, what was it, 1979, Joseph Smith was talking about like they're about to lose their designation with the IRS as a church, and so they somehow decided to ban black people or something, or some weird thing, some association with that and tax reform. I don't understand. Like, it was weird. Like, I asked them a few things, like what's to do with all the multi-level marketing schemes? Why are you guys so good? They didn't really have an answer for that. The racism didn't have an answer for that. The anti-LGBTQ stuff, I don't know. That's just this is the way the cookie crumbles over there. But what's with all the kids, man? That's also the weird. Like, why do you have to like save it? Like, why do you think like there's only 2 parents? You can't have like 10 kids. Eventually, a few of them are going to be neglected. Just a thought. I don't know. I don't think it's like healthy. Like, it's weird. How do you afford 10 kids? Jesus. Put them in the public school system, I guess. How do you go on vacation with 10 kids? How do you have a life as a mom when your husband's at work and it's 3 o'clock coming around? You have to pick up the kids at school. And like they all go to like 3 or 4 different schools because they're at different ages. That's a nightmare. What about like now with like the vaccine policies and stuff like that? Are you gonna just like, oh, 2 of the schools don't have like prophylactic measures for COVID, they're not gonna enforce a mask policy? When is it time to drown your kids? When the school says, oh, we don't care about the masks anymore, it's over, we're just gonna social distance, wear a mask if you want, but we're not gonna enforce it. I think that's when you start to drown them. And if you're Mormon, you start to drown some of them, put them out of their misery, and that'll help the family dynamic overall, because one of them's cutting themselves because one of the parents simply isn't giving them any fucking attention or have forgotten their names. You have 10 fucking kids. It's going to happen. Susie, Sarah, Sandra. I have 3 S. Who's who? Especially when they're young. When they're older, I don't know. I know a Mormon family. I mentioned that to the guy. I said, like, I know a Mormon family. They're like, they don't say I love you to each other. They're very accusatory. There seems to be like this like subtle like surreptitious nature of abuse going on that's very I don't know, like incestual in a sense, not sexually, but like it's ingrained in the religious family dynamic, the sociological affectation of being Mormon, of just how the family works and church, and like no one in the family takes responsibility for anything. And it's very strange. I don't know why the only thing I can think of is the reason they have these guys come out wearing JCPenney clothes is because what they do at the church is they have these things called tithings, where you pay like 10% of your salary to the church. If you can't afford it, it's okay, but they tend to like encourage people to, and it's like kind of a blackface if you don't give something. So it's almost like this. They're like, the Mormon church is like Netflix. It's like this subscription that you pay, and it's kind of like, on the back burner until tax season. You just kind of call it, hey, it's time to pay up. Because I'm getting all these benefits, these mad benefits from the church. I don't want to be kicked out of heaven. That's the thing. Evidently, if you're kicked out of the church, you don't get to go to heaven or to your celestial family or whatever the fuck they believe in. I don't know. It's not as bad as Scientology, but it's not far off, particularly with the origins of the religion. I think Joseph Smith was a committed fraud, or was accused felon, convicted felon about a year before the Archangel Gabriel came down with some golden plates. His wife said, hey, where are the golden plates? Like, fuck you, bitch. I'm not telling you where the golden plates are. It's my testament, my revelation. Ho. But you know how it is. I talked to them about Tinder. If they have a Tinder. I don't know why I mentioned that. It's like, what do you guys think? What do you think is worse? When a girl has pictures of groups of friends on her Tinder profile, or when it's just pictures of her dog in different positions? What's more fucked up? And which girl do you think's uglier? by and large, on average. You never get to see the girl with the dog pictures. You're never going to meet her. You're never swiping right there. But like theoretically, what do you think on average? I'd imagine the girl with the dog is just like looks like her dog. Like it's like an accurate representation. And I thought about that some more. And one of them laughed, and I'm like, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. This is my space. I can say that stuff. You guys don't get to have fun. I do. You guys don't. Nothing. No sex. No. You guys ride your bicycles. That's your fun. Wear your JC Penney top of the line Premier Edition. I say shit like that. But he slipped. It's okay. I forgive him. I bless him. But yeah, I was kind of like, if you're using proxies already, and that's normal and accepted. Oh, these are my friends. Okay, sure, whatever, fine. Why not go further? Use other people, pictures that aren't yours, that you're not even in. Wouldn't that be the ultimate separation of rejection? If you're afraid of being rejected, use other people's pictures of random girls that she's brunette, I'm brunette. That's good enough. But every time I don't get a notification, every night I'm about to fall asleep and I want to check my phone, I don't have to feel rejection because I'm not being rejected. The ugly hoe on those pictures with all her hot friends on right and left side of her are. That picture, that whole setup, that profile's being rejected, not me. I'm good. She might even get passive aggressive with the girl, she's about to fall asleep, she's staring at her phone, it's looks at the girl's pictures that she's put on her own profile, aw, hey, there's someone for everyone. Hang in there, girl. Have you lost weight? Oh, look at that. You look like you've lost. Good for you. Hey, girl, you do you. I don't know, man. Girls are fucking crazy. I had a girl the other day. I didn't mention this to the Mormons. I asked them to leave. I was sick of them pretty soon. It was a 45-minute conversation, but afterwards I just couldn't finish the podcast. So I just waited till today. But I had this girl try to give me Molly, all these things. It was weird. It was a weird setup. It was we slept together a few times and then we stopped. I didn't want to do it anymore. And so all these strange scenarios, she's sober, she doesn't drink, and then she's like, hey, do you want some wine? She knows that I drink. Not, I don't, you know me. I don't drink a lot. I don't even drink once a month, but when I do, it's usually wine or something like that. It's not excessive. It's just oh, to enjoy, I don't need it. It's just but I actually like red wine. There's some sort of the oneophile in me or something. Is that how you say it? Oneophile? The oneophile in me is just oh, this is interesting. I can taste the vanilla and the dark ripe fruits, whatever. I like Zinfandels and Pinot Noirs and things like that. I think the alcohol Merlot overwhelms the fruit. It's a little too much for me, but I digress. I'm sure that's not a general. This might be a generalization that's over the top. I just had so many Merlots that I didn't like earlier on, 3 or 4 different varietals. From 3 or 4 different, I should say, vineyards. And I was just fuck this. I don't like Merlot. Fuck Merlot, as they said in Sideways, where my interest in being a wine snob started. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, she tried to drug me with Molly. She started doing all the I felt I was like a gateway drug to her, my dick. I feel she did it. The vegan girl, she took it and took the sacrament into her mouth. And then she's I have to have more. So she broke her sobriety. She started doing drugs, all to fuck me. It's like doing heroin to get some my dick. It's oh, I'm going to do heroin because if I do it, then maybe I'll get Andrew's dick. Oh shit, I slipped it. I slipped my real name. It's all good. BenBen's good. It's been 2 weeks. It's all good. BenBen is my nickname since I was in high school, because people couldn't pronounce my last name. And so BenBen became my nickname. All my close friends call me BenBen. I'm just chill right now, so I let it slip. Andrew. I look like an Andrew, don't I? Or maybe like a Jonathan? Maybe a Babson? I think I could be a Babson. It's this girl's hey, who's that tall drink of water? That's Babson. Babson? What is that? Isn't that like a business school? Yeah, but it's also him. He, capital H. What was that movie that like there's an independent film that came out, I'm gonna say in the last 5 years, and this is the shittiest like oh, nice pull, man. No, I know it's covering a lot of ground because I don't remember it exactly. And this fucking arm, because it's on a plastic thing, is gonna fall off, so I'm holding it like, yeah, like I feel like I feel like if I was gay, I'd like to hold dicks in like really interesting ways, like just like kind of like just like grab it like daintily, just like hold it by the tip, like at each end, like this. Like that's what if I was, that's what I'd do. So I don't know, but yeah, this girl like says she's a god or something, or from the future, and somehow like the guy that like infiltrates the cult to see if she's like a goddess or like from the future, whatever. She's all these followers wearing white robes, whatever. He starts to believe her, like that. Oh, he's actually being indoctrinated, but not in a way that's like, oh, this is a really good scam. Like, holy shit, this is actually real. And then I think he has a relationship with his wife, and then he and like there's a love interest outside of the cult, but like that's I guess supposed to be like purity and normalcy. And then I think he fucks the girl from the future. It's attractive and everything in the movie, and he like, they may find out that he's part of he's like a journalist that infiltrated, and they kill him. If they didn't do that, I think that they should have done that. But I think in the end of the movie, it's kind of like The Birds, where it like leaves things open for interpretation. But it would have been nice if his whole life got ruined, like Jeff Bridges in Arlington Road. Tim Robbins really fucked him up on that one. Oh man, that's such a good one. God, how many people from like white middle America, like suburbia, are interested in becoming Timothy McVeigh? And they so want to be Timothy McVeigh. They're so radicalized against the United States that they fuck over like an FBI agent and they frame it on him. And it's hilarious. Isn't like John Cusack's sister in that, or the girl from Toys? Is that a Cusack? I feel like she's a Cusack. I think she's a Cusack. She has that very like she's sucking on a sour head look. Like, yeah, man. I'm just going ADD like crazy today. 1408, good movie. Like it's not a great movie, but it's like I like movies where you're tied up in like a situation. Like I like all the alien movies because you're just trapped in like a place you can't leave. There's so many stupid movies where people like, oh, we're on a farm and our car broke down, but then they go to the farm, there's like 4 other cars, and like they're like, oh no, let's hang out. Like, let's not, after you find out that like you see dead bodies in the barn. Like, how about you pick up one of the cars and try to like jumpstart it immediately? Why are you hiding? Also, they're always hiding around the place. It's like you're wide open, but in a haunted house in the middle of nowhere with no cars, it's like, actually, even that one's fucked up. I don't like those quite as much because I see, why are you still at that? Run away. You have miles to run in any direction. You pick it, like an entire circle. Just create a radius anywhere. But it's the spaceships. It's like where you really can't get away. I like those movies. I like that. There was a movie that actually was good with Ryan Reynolds, just in a box with a cell phone or something. I don't remember what it was. It was interesting. Phone booth, also underrated in that sense because he can't really leave the phone booth. It's another way of creating, like capturing like a place where the setting is finite because of the circumstance and context. So yeah, I dug that one. I really hope that Ridley Scott comes out with like an alien movie that's actually like, I feel like there's might be studio pressure to like go hard in movies. Like I thought like Anger Management with Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson was going to be. Oh, I got a poster of Jack Nicholson smoking a cigar, looking like disheveled with his hair all over the place. I like it, but it's a print. It's like a frame print, so it's like very LA to have. It's like, oh, like Chinatown, like. Okay, yes, very, very contrived, but still. Yeah, I just like that. Like, it's just like, oh shit, when you really want a suspension of disbelief feeling in a movie where like I'm not really with my girlfriend I'm about to break up with because I'm getting bored, and she may or may not be pregnant. She forgot to take the plan B, whatever. All the problems in your life. No, you're on a spaceship, you forget you're in the movie theater, and you're right there with them, and the alien's coming. That shit's cool, man. I like that. It's been 2 weeks since I've done anything. I just did my first stand-up thing 2 weeks ago. Then I got sick, sort of saying I took some time away, and it's like, oh shit. So I did the podcast yesterday. I'm like, I don't know. It's so nerve-wracking talking to camera, and it's like, when do you lose it when you're like a superstar? Like when you're like Louis C.K., Jerry Seinfeld, Richard Pryor. Like, when do you lose it? Like, I've learned to disassociate that Sebastian's staring at me during this whole thing, that I'm really talking to you guys, even though you're not really in the room with me, though I feel like you're here in spirit. I do. I feel like you're one with us. You're part of the BenBen crew. And it's nice. But like, there's a guy staring at me over there that looks really weird, and I have to pretend like he's not there. Like, he isn't human. Like, he's like a sex doll, but like a Twinkie, like a fat twink. Because that's, he's a homosexual, and it's fine. I think it's great, but he's fat and very like boyish, like a big rolling ball of dough. I don't know what's so sexually appealing about that, Sebastian. That's like a really kinky thing, because it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like they you let people fuck your fat or something. It's kinky shit. Way kinkier than, but it's fine. That's cool. I don't think it's even an LGBT thing to have men fuck your fat. I think that's like another level of kink. Anyway, but yeah, it's like, does Louis C.K. just like fuck up sometimes when he's like been off, like when he was like got caught, doing his thing, his want in the bedroom, and then like he fucked up his first setback, and then like went into the corner and started masturbating, like with Jerry Seinfeld, if he's at like doing Danny Saunders' bar mitzvah, be like, I don't know, like what's the deal with stoichiometry, like doing some retarded like chemistry joke or something like that, and then like no one, dead silence, crickets. He hates, fucks the crowd, whispers like Mel Gibson was right, walks off the stage, just like punches Newman, his opener, in the face, whatever. I don't know. It's such a skill to do stand up. This medium's different. There's a pandering aspect to stand up that's a bit more on like, you're on point, you're on the go. I feel like I keep saying this, I want someone there to talk to, not just talk like this. I want like a person. I can go back and forth. My flow, I feel, is better. But sometimes it's like, you feel like you're reaching, so to speak, when you're just talking. The problem is like, there's this thing. I think Joe Rogan talked about with Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz has a flow. When he was starting, there were a couple of years. I think everyone has this, and I go back and forth, flip it, like where you feel this pressure of speech, or this like you're not chill because you feel like you have to be on, but there's like a level of synergy where you're on, but you're just flowing. You're just you, and it's like, take the pressure away, just be there. It's funny, like one of those things like Michael Jordan's flu game. Like, I feel like crap, but I played the best game of my life, or I feel really good and I don't do well. These kind of funny things are just as they are, I suppose. But the pressure of like being on when you could go to dinner with your friends and be on without even trying 99% of the time, that's really what gets you into comedy. You have this natural ability, or just talking for a living in general. It's a natural predilection, this easy way of just saying, yeah, I know, like, or being off-putting in general. I love doing that. But not for the effectual sake, just because I just like creating situations where everyone's not really in on the act, and I make the situation. But yeah, when do you start to lose it? Because there's a certain craft to like talking to a camera. There's a certain craft to like walking into a room, green room, whatever, open mic, whatever it is, waiting for your turn, hours possibly, and then going on and just turning it on. And it's like a cadence, and it's a rhythm, and you're feeling the crowd too. What you intended to do isn't necessarily correct given what just happened for the previous comic, and then you have to kind of like sometimes take that. Sometimes you completely nullify it. You hear where the crowd is. So like the last person killed, and you're like, okay, So maybe I have to ride their coattails for a second. Can I do that? Can I go harder than I would have? Can I lift it up? Alls goes to 11. Can I go out harder than I would have for the sake of the set that I want to work on, and then retrace back to the work that I want to do? Because again, it's an open mic, because I'm not fucking Jerry Seinfeld, because I'm working on my shit. I'll be up all night trying to get that rich. I'll be working on my shit at an open mic where no one's watching except a bunch of Twinkie comedians that say, hey, Donald Trump ruined my life. Still, as if a CIA agent's there saying, oh my God, this person would be perfect to write on a show, or oh, I can make this person to a star. It's like no one's watching. It's really weird when like stand-up comedians that are like starting, they like pander to themselves because they're going to open mics where no one really is there to watch them. They're just doing it in front of other comedians that are supposed to be supportive. And then when I see the backstabbing and stuff like that, I'm like, dude, this is weird. Like why? Like, what's the competition? Like, it's weird. Everyone should be at that level. Everyone should be supportive of each other. It's strange, but I don't know. These rowdy energy drinks have like half the caffeine of. They have calories. Like, they should come out with some non-calorie ones. Maybe that's the reason. They have calories. They have half the caffeine of a Monster. But they're doing it for me. They're doing more. There's electrolytes in it. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly. Magnesium. Let me see. Magnesium. Okay, so Monster doesn't have magnesium. B12, yeah. What's interesting is that the daily values are completely different. Like, Monster's like a 250%, blah, 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 like really unhealthy, it seems like. And then this one is a quarter, or less than a quarter of what you need. I think there's something to that. And maybe also the fact that there's calories in it. It's like, it's more like nutritional in that sense. I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird to put something in your stomach to digest that doesn't actually have like an energy caloric value to it, and like somehow you derive energy from it. And I guess the only way to do that is to intoxicate yourself with a toxic level of vitamins, which is possible. They like caffeine doses. They say don't have more than 1 milligram of caffeine in a day. Well, that's 4 Monsters or less. That's like 3 Monsters. It's like, who doesn't have 3 Monsters in a day? I know that I did for a while. And I bought my coffee machine. So I'm getting back to the ultimate level of my health, where I had an espresso machine. I drank like 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day. Even that I was questioning because of the aluminum capsules. Like, oh no, this might be bad for me. It cause mast cell production, which can affect your hair and your skin and cause inflammation. So I went to like no plastic, super high-end natural coffee grinds. Then I started working some more, and I was like, I can't do this. It's taking too long. Then you retrace back to eating Mexican and then Chinese, and then it's always a cycle. Like, I don't think, I think you have to enjoy life. And I don't mean like that life in terms of enjoyment is McDonald's, or McDonald's doesn't do it for me, but like, you know what I mean? Like pizza and beer or whatever. What I mean is that is a segment of the food pyramid, or a part of life that you shouldn't, especially when you're an adult, when you can do anything you want. You can quit your job and marry a stripper tomorrow and leave your kids if you want to. That is your prerogative. So when being an adult, it's actually just like The Sopranos, dude. Like fucking, what's her name? Janeth. What is that lisp he adds? That subtle lisp that James goes. That's what makes him so fucking good. Rest in peace, James. Like that fucking lisp. It's just so subtle. It's like, no, it's his wife. He's talking to Meadow, and she's saying like, Meadow, part of what's being an adult is not getting what you want just because you can get, like, choosing not to do whatever you want all the time. That's what being an adult is. That is what being an adult is. That's like, oh, I'm not going to do meth today. Okay. Or I'm not going to do whatever I feel at every second because it doesn't necessarily, instant gratification isn't necessarily good for you, which is very antithetical to the way this podcast will be advertised, which is YouTube and other limbic system resonance mediums that are potentially dangerous. I tell you, that 6 o'clock in the morning thing, those mini shorts, I'm flying through 10, 20 of them, just like the Instagram like reels. It's like, I want to sleep another hour. I can if I want to, but I can't because I got to see the next video. God, it's so addictive. It's like fucking crack. And they're all quality, in their own way. Like it's just like, but it's like crap. It's like I could do without and be happy. It's a limbic system resonance thing. It's like a dopamine, but like it's interesting that you end up becoming more creative by like not watching those videos. Like you're numbing yourself a little bit. I don't know how to explain that. Like it's like the other day I came up with a new product line and I did this other thing and for my clothing label DWA and I did it on like 2 cups of coffee for the day and I was doing it at like 1 o'clock in the morning and I was super creative. It's like because I'm not synthetically pushing myself there, which is a bad way of like maintaining like longer work weeks and working hard because you crash. And when you crash, it's not a pleasant feeling. And then you become afraid of crashing and then you try to like offset that by using more substances that are exogenous and it's like that's not where you want to be, man. Not where you want to be. I don't know. Yeah, my DWA Chuckies. Speaking of which, that cobbler fuck really mailed in that Phantom Thread movie. That fucking Daniel Day-Lewis. He's not a Nicolas Cage, let me tell you. How do you go from I abandoned my boy, I abandoned my child, to like, oh, will you please poison me more with some more vichyssoise soup and nurse me back to health? Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Acting was fun. I'll take, yes. No, I'm going to go cobble some Yeezys. By the way, where are my knockoff Yeezys, Daniel? You fuck. Asshole. DWA Chucky Ones. Check them out at deplorare.com. My work, I did, me, yeah. I don't think there is a actual shoe of the Child's Play doll that you can buy. I think I'm the only one in the world. That's pretty cool. I feel special. I get constant reviews that they're awesome. And they're selling like hotcakes. And I feel really good. I feel like Kanye, or I feel like with like a low budget. I feel like Nike, but I don't have a sweatshop with a bunch of children making my product. I feel good. It's like a health until I want to sell out, and I realize I'm selling so many Chucky shoes and other items from deplorare.com, DEPLORAR.com, deplorable in Spanish. And it's just the infinitive, not conjugated. And I don't know, but eventually I want to sell out. I want to have like a horse farm. No, I want to create a horse farm for women that have comorbidities, mental health, and drug addiction to help them, like animal therapy with treatment at the facility, inpatient. I want to have a house with a bunch of like a rescue animal place, like dogs and cats and such that like stay there and are taken care of, and then like they don't have to be like fostered. It's almost just like a sanctuary. I want to do that. Lots of things. I want to open up a restaurant in Paris. I want to put naked pictures of Kelsey at the restaurant because it's a very French thing to do and it's okay. Like tasteful ones. And make it like not fancy, like kind of like a pizza place, but like nice but not super nice. Like I don't know. We liked this place in Washington D.C. called Duccini's. She loved pizza. I have to say, for like someone who looks like a supermodel 24 hours a day and eats pizza every day, like I don't know how she like 5'10", 120. Like I don't understand. It's like, what kind of metabolism is that? How do you do that? I guess if you only eat pizza and soup, you're not eating like if I eat pizza, I eat like a large pizza. I'm hungry. Like that's the problem. But I guess if that's just what you eat and you don't even eat the whole thing and you save some for tomorrow and you have some soup, it's not really that many calories, I guess. I don't know. She loved bread and pastries and stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, I feel like she would like that. So that's one of the things I want to do. you got to go after what you want in life. And I don't, Daniel, I respect that you want to be a fucking cobbler, but you really mailed in that movie I saw. Fucking woman that drugs you and you're into that shit. It's some fetish shit, man. I should talk to the Mormons about that one. Would you guys be into that, like being drugged and I don't know, being taken care of by your mom or whatever the fuck, and like maybe being breastfed as an adult, and then I don't know, having your J.C. Penney Premier Edition shirts with the pocket square monogrammed with like, I don't know, your mom's initials and not yours because you're like kinky. I don't know, man. Can we watch this video? I saw this. I researched it because I wanted to make sure, because I don't know everything about MMA or karate or mixed martial arts like Joe Rogan. I don't know everything. I look like so what you want to do is you want to get into the half guard and I don't know shit about it. But I do know. I watch all of it, but I don't like, it's not my thing. I like playing racquetball and tennis and shit. That's what I like. Punching people in the face. It's a strange sport. I don't know. It's not me. But like karate Olympian Tariq Hamedi in Kumite, which is like forms and taekwondo, sort of like you're sparring. It's not like, you're not meant to go full force. You're not trying to like kill someone. You're wearing like, like very, very padded gloves. He like crouched in and like, you got knocked the fuck out, man. Like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Like, if I move into a punch, like, that's a skill issue. That's on me. That's what that is. This fucking thing. It's like bending the plastic, you fucking thing. In the middle of my show, you're messing with my flow. Shit. Hold on. Stay. You fuck. Hold on. Hold on. How's that? Does that work? We're good? I'm just gonna hold it like this. You don't like, you don't, what the fuck was I saying? He laid into the punch. You can't, because like if I fuck up and I trip and then you're kicking me and you're not even going to extend all the way, but I fall into your kick because I tripped over my big fat klutzy feet. I win because you knock me out because I'm a klutz. That's what that is. It's a technique issue. Oh, I'm going to crouch in because I'm going for, I guess it's an overhand right or straight through. And he's loading and he goes down to duck and load, but he gets hit with a kick and he's kind of like, when you ducking down, you're technically moving, like you're crouching. So you're moving forward. That's what that is. I want my fucking thing to be normal. This is also righty tighty lefty loosey. It's not righty tighty lefty loosey. It's lefty loosey righty tighty. It's fucking retarded. I wanted to do its thing. Like I wanted to have the fucking arm thing so I can have my hands free. I like to be free. Free hands. So close. Okay. So close. I'm helping my friend move today, so I have to it's gonna be a long day. I don't know when this is gonna come up. Sunday maybe? It's a weird day to post. Yeah. GB and ASMR did a cool video where she went to the woods. I thought it would be a bit more, I didn't watch the whole thing. I thought it would be a bit more like cabinish, like the videos that are like the ASMR videos where you have the fireplace and stuff like that. And it's smoky and it's you hear a page turning and the storm outside. And sometimes people criticize those videos because the rain sounds like crackling bacon. It's very sizzling. But then some of the best videos that people get 2.4 million views. I'm so glad this video doesn't make the rain sound like crackling bacon. I always like the libraries. They're you have the candles and it's very cozy. Or the one with the cat on the windowsill with the rain hitting the window and you can see the individual. It's very good work. You can see the individual. What call them, like the beads of the water. And then sometimes I like the ones where like they really put in the work, the video creator of the like the candle that like is flickering, or like inside the glass the actual flame is, whether it's a fake flame with some people have done the fake flame candles that are electric, but you can see the bulb kind of like go in and out, which is really cool because that's a lot. It seems like a lot of work, and bravo for them to put in that detail. I think it definitely helps if you want to watch it. It definitely gets you in the scene where you can put that in your mind and like flip it upside down, like turn it off to black, but have the sound and fall asleep. It's very relaxing. But the ones with like the flicker of this, like the actual fire, yeah, oh God, it's so relaxing. It's like ASMR can be like better than sex if it can get you to the right stage of sleep. If you can like turn off the LTE network too of the phone and just use the Wi-Fi. The ultimate would be like if you could plug in, hardwire your phone, turn off the Wi-Fi, turn off all your electronics, or use a speaker, hardwire into a speaker, put all the electronics out into another room, and use that in your bedroom, like everything. I really believe when you become an adult, I am not there yet, but eventually, the whole TV in the bed thing is fun for like relaxing, but it's not great for like you spend too much time in the bed awake, and then like when you try to fall asleep and you need to, it's detrimental to that. So, it's just one of those things. I don't know. The head of wireless in Europe, the Internet FT, Federal Communications Commission in Europe, he has his house in his office hardwired. He has no Wi-Fi signals. It makes you think about like, what does Wi-Fi do? It definitely does shit. When you've had ever have a power outage and you sleep like a rock, like, or sometimes you sleep longer than you've ever slept. Like you went to bed at 8 and then you wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning the next day and you feel like $1 million. Makes you wonder. There's something going on. I think there's a combination of testosterone going down in this country, the opioid epidemic, the mediocrity is great. Celebrate being lazy and fat and not like, like celebrating mediocrity, ableism, like, oh, you're better than someone else, that you're an ableist. What the fuck does that mean? And then like the new thing like mental health. Oh, you're going to criticize me because the Olympics and it's like every 4 years and that's when I do my job, but then I decide to do it this day because I feel a little dizzy. That's really anti-mental health. Like, okay, but like champions are made that way. It does seem like a great way to protect your market share over your gold medals from 2016 by running that through 2020 and not losing because you had an injury, but a self-imposed injury. That's interesting. It's just interesting that someone would do that and then take a woman of color taking the Naomi Osaka approach, a high level. What are the odds of that as an out? Maybe she really was having the twisties that were really bad, and maybe, I shouldn't criticize her for that, but it's just like, this is not a way of, usually our heroes are like, I don't know, they like Kobe, like the black mom, this guys just take it to the next level. Like, what if you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and play basketball? Then you go back then you take like a couple hours off. Then you go back at 6:30 and play basketball. Then you go have lunch, and then you come back at 2 and play some basketball, and then 4, and then 6, and then you go to bed at 8, and then you do it again at 4. How much more basketball will you have played than if you just played basketball from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon to like 3, and then you're done? How much more will you progress? A lot, but I'll still not be you, Kobe, because you're Kobe. Rest in peace, man. I mean, John Calipari watched Kobe Bryant do his run through for like the draft, like the thing that they do. Have I been talking for 44 minutes? Is that real? Weird. Fucking weird, man. This is gonna be so weird between yesterday and today. I have a better flow today, but like weird. He said he thought Kobe cheated. That's how good Kobe. I think John Calipari was with the Celtics, and Kobe came in for his tryout, where they run him through drills. It looked like he saw someone do it, had a tape, and like practiced it. He was so like sick. That dude, man. I watched that dude. I used to say like, I love comparing basketball players. I Shabazz Muhammad. I remember on ESPN watching that with a friend. Like, oh, he's like a poor man's He's like a poor man's James Harden, like or whatever I said. I don't remember. And like then the ESPN guy's like, he reminds me a lot of James Harden. I'm like, oh man, this is hilarious. I have a good eye for who has a better shot from the outside. Well, Tracy McGrady has a better shot than Kobe from the outside. It's like maybe at one point, Tracy McGrady's shot was just absurd. Back issues, it sucks. I love Tracy McGrady. It was so cool. Vince Carter, Cousins, Toronto Raptors. That would have been neat to have seen that. Those two in their prime really playing together. Don't know how they would play together. You never know, but like. I don't know, man. Just like excellence in a sport and like celebrating like Lizzo. Like I'm fat and I sing music. It's not important. What's important is that I'm fat. Is it? Isn't it what's important that you're like, you know, speaking your truth and doing your thing and happy? And your next song and your next album, that's what's cool, not what you look like. Why is it that the ability to take the superficial thing that is perhaps critical and wrong, skin color, things you can't control, say you can't judge me on this, and society judges people based on this. By the way, let's now invert it. Let's love me for this, which is the opposite of like, it's just like for me being me. Almost you can sell tickets to someone who may or may not be a marginal talent and say, look, I'm a fat black woman that's been ostracized, and I'm amazing because I'm a fat black woman. Let's keep talking about the color of my skin and how fat I am, because that will propel me into more ticket sales and selling, and it will offset any critique of, because you can't critique me, I'll just call you racist or an anti-fat shaming asshole of my music. It's a very interesting paradigm. How did I get off? Wasn't I talking about the guy that kicking people? And then I got into this weird thing about Simone Biles, Tariq Hamedi, and like losing that. I don't know how I jumped. I have no idea how I jumped. Weird. Fucking Monster Energy drink. Damn you. That's what happens sometimes, man. Infrastructure bill. I did want to talk about this. I think this is a fucked up thing. There's a lot of shit going on right now in this world that people have been missing because of COVID. A lot of strange shit being passed. Like, hey, we can look at your IP and see where shit you go even before we without a warrant. We can just look at your shit, government. Hey, federal the infrastructure bill. Let's add a retina scanner ignition to all cars before 2030. That allows the federal government to track when you use your automobile and how many miles you go, so they can tax you on it. Not just a automobile tax, but a fucking mileage Pergovian tax. Pergovian is like a anti, like it encourages opposite behavior, like a gas tax. Use less gas, otherwise you're going to be paid this Pergovian tax. It's it's like it's a penalty. The way they had the Obamacare mandate where you pay the penalty for not signing up or whatever, they called it a tax. The Article 1, Section 8 of the Commerce Clause that allows you tax. That's what Chief Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts have a son that's a hedge fund guy. I think he bought me a drink once. I was at Georgetown, and I don't know, nice guy. I think he had like a Wilhelmina model wife, and he was cheating on her with a friend of mine that was still in school. It's kind of fucked up. I shouldn't say that out loud. Oh, I don't know. What's up with women just like older guys? I guess who doesn't like, he's a good looking guy. I think I remember. I was like, good looking guy. I'm rich. Oh, we're at the Four Seasons. Oh, shit. That's kind of hot. I'm rich. I'm older. I'm fucking this girl that's like 22 and she's beautiful. I guess it fits, but Jesus. The way the cookie crumbles, you're a supermodel. Date the older guy that's rich and handsome and like you're I don't know, prince, whatever. And then you get older and then he dates someone that's like the younger version of you. Life is a bitch. I think my thing is gonna be the hunch. I'm so tall that gravity's fucking me. I'm just like starting to crunch more. So like me being tall and whatever you think I'm a 7, a 6, a 5, the ugliest fucker in the world. That doesn't seem to be the case based on my history, but whatever you think, I feel like my any appeal that I have, I think I have a lot based on how my penis has infiltrated the vegans and the dead animal segment of the population. But I think the hunch, I'm starting to see it. Like, I feel like if I get tested for my height, if I get measured, I'm gonna be like 5'11" in like 5 years, and I'm 6'6", like straight up, like past 6'6". I'm like closer to 6'7", but I'm like, no, I don't want to be odd. Even that shit up. I'm 1/6 away from Damien, baby, and I want to be there. I want to play both sides of the fence, dark and good. You know, I'm just kidding. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but I don't want to play the dark side. Dark side is wrong. Sometimes Jordan Peterson is, he's like weird, and you know what's his name? What's his name? Fucking the guy. Fuck. One of Joe Rogan's. Man, can't think of. He has a podcast. Can't think of his fucking name. But he talks about like the good and evil, the dark side, and it's kind of like a metaphor for like, I think like indulging in like sin, or like kind of like anti-destructive things like drinking and drugs and like kind of like limbic system overload, like kind of like. Rogan says something like this. He says like, hard times make tough men make easy times make soft men make hard times, and then it's like a circle, and it's kind of true. And it's like you notice like the MMA fighter that's like successful, and then one day like he's made his money and he's retired and he decides to get fat, and it's like, well, because it's like he hasn't done that. Everyone is like watching the gurus talk about how you can change your life, get skinny and like strong and powerful, and you know, whatever. And is that a good arm angle? I don't know. My elbow kind of hurts, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to flex too much, you know, show off the guns. You guys haven't paid for the tickets, but like, if you're always like jacked and everything, you gotta like try the other side of it, which is enjoying French fries, getting fat, and being rich. And like, isn't it kind of sexy to like be fat and have a big belly and just like put your fat onto a girl's ass as you're like banging her from behind? You never got to do that because you were so insecure. You didn't have any money. You think girls care about your abs, and that's not true. They care about your ability to pay for private school, but you just don't realize that yet because you're young. And then like for private school for the kids is like a maternal thing. It's like, will he be able to take care of us and blah, blah, blah. Nesting. And then like, and we make her laugh and everything, of course, and be there and be like emotionally present and not like constantly grinding. Or talking to a camera by yourself in a room and with a fat twink. Hey, Sebastian, how are you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What was I talking about? I have no fucking idea what I was talking about. Gold diggers, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about the infrastructure bill, and I jumped. Track you in your car. I don't dig it, man. I don't dig it. I don't like dig the Orwellian thing. I don't dig like any of this shit. How many civil liberties can we booster shots, under vaccinated populations based off the agreement between Pfizer, Moderna, whatever, Johnson & Johnson, the government, not enough that they were going to have a certain amount. So now they're offering third shots, fourth shots, boosters, all paid for by the U.S. taxpayer and the profits vis-a-vis these government contracts with these private pharmaceutical companies. Ivermectin, get the fuck out of here. That's evil. You can't talk about that. No, let's focus on the FDA. Well, they're approved as an emergency measure, but not as, formally FDA approved. Vaccines that may or may not be useful, because there have been studies that have suggested, PubMed, all over the internet, well before COVID pandemic, having a vaccine that essentially does not necessarily improve or impede the process of transmission, just helps with the effects and protecting the person infected, can cause super strains to develop tangentially or parallel. So I don't know. It's weird, the push for the vaccine. It's like the vaccine doesn't do anything. It's like, well, your 5-year-old kid has to wear a mask. That's weird. Why? Also, breathalyzer for the fucking cars is another part of the bill. Breathalyzer, you have to blow into your car. I actually don't think that's a bad idea. But it's like, what if it malfunctions? Isn't it my right to drink and drive? It's my choice, and then I'm not allowed to. But it's like if a tree falls in the woods, and no one around to listen to it, will the vegan fuck me with the dead animals? Like, whatever the analogy, like, is it like protecting the fact that police don't have to deal with drunk drivers anymore? I actually agree with the measure in general, but my question is, like, what if it malfunctions? Can you have a glass of wine? What if your blood alcohol level or whatever, however the breathalyzer works, is tainted by like Listerine or some shit? Or what if, like, I don't know, like, what if you need to like rush your wife to the hospital and she's pregnant, and like you're drinking all day because it's Saturday, and you were like scared about like that thing coming out of your wife where you put your penis, and you're just like, I don't know, I don't want, I got to get her to the hospital, but I can't and she can't do it because, you know, the car's not registered in her name, and she has glaucoma, so the eye scan retina's not working. We're fucked. Then you have a live birth at the house. I don't know that's safe. Do you have a midwife? Do you have, your OBGYN's at the hospital waiting? You can't use your you traded in his Porsche for the fucking SUV. He's really depressed. A minivan. Oh, even worse. God, those things are fucking unsightly. Whoever created those goddamn things. It's almost like lazier. It's like lower to the ground. It's like, what do you want to do? Well, like, kids are like packages from Amazon, so let's just create a vehicle like that. Like, they're just packages, and parents are just delivery drivers dropping them off to taekwondo and school. It's all it is. Let's just do the same thing. Van, fine. Is she a great big fat person? Buffalo Bill. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know, man. Scary shit. The world's getting fucking scary. Britney Spears, I'm very happy. A friend of mine knew her. I'm like, actually, why the fuck? I name drop shit. I'm just gonna stop that one. I don't even want this. This is gross. He did date her, but it's not important. Britney Spears' father has agreed. I tried to. I'm gonna go for it. I did try to pitch a show, but he didn't respond. I was really upset. A TV show. So fuck you, Mr. Ebersol. XFL. Keep trying that one. Like father, like son, huh? The XFL's gonna work. My ass, it will. Dick Ebersol gave me the XFL shit when I was at the house in Martha's Vineyard, and my mom was friends with Susan St. James. Mom passed away, obviously hit by the bus with the COVID. You know the drill. Go fuck me if you watch the show. And then that was like, what? I was like a child. XFL, first XFL. He hate me, like that XFL. And then Tommy Maddox. Whatever the fuck. And like, then they keep trying the XFL. They keep trying it. It's weird. The bad timing with the COVID, I understand, but like weird. That's like the shittiest fucking. If I put in any of my own money into that, I'm sure that Charlie Ebersol did not. But if he did, ouch. Like, it's just like. Like, it's so funny that the COVID measures now not involving small businesses except for landowners and landlords. I mean, God, they're getting fucked over like crazy, but it's so nice not paying rent. Oh my God, I love it. That's the best. But yes, it's just like shitty, It's shitty. It's not hell. It's like what about businesses that like were shut down last year? Why is it different now? The Delta variant's so bad and everything's so strict. The people who are starting businesses now don't seem to have an issue. I feel bad for them, but like. The XFL, like it's like I don't know, like Chia Pets, like trying to push that over and over. Like, it had its day, it's over. No, we're gonna keep doing it. No, it's still a thing. Or like Pikachu, I don't know. Pikachu probably still work. The Beanie Babies, that shit will still work. Those things are still collector's items. But like something, what would be it? Like rollerblades or some shit. Like rollerblades are coming back. No, man. Not elbow pads. Ugh, no, it's not an attractive look. Just too much Velcro. But maybe, I don't know. It's a hard day for parents. I feel bad for Britney Spears' father. It's a really hard day. He finally had to cede his throne as the head of a $50 million bank account, basically, to another conservator because of pressure, a lot of pressure, and possibility of abuse charges and everything. That was getting really contentious. It's hard to be a dad. Joe Jackson, John Ramsey, Prince Andrew. So hard. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, all the Bills, Pol Pot. It's just hard it's hard to be a dad. We love our children. We want what's the best for them, especially when they have money. Macaulay Culkin's parents. God damn. That really fucks you up. Oh my God, this is an hour thing. Okay, I should stop because I did 10 minutes the other day. That's gonna be the front. Oh man. All right, I should stop. What should I say? Click the like button or not. Do as you will. Say subscribe if you want to. I don't give a baker's fuck what you do. I just do it. It helps the algos and shit. But do you? Maybe I don't know. Go see Christy Elliott's shit. You tell me who is more talented. Like how much more talented is Krista Elliott than me? Just go ahead and write it down below. I'm curious. Like, do I have a shot if I practice? Am I like hey, my babies, whatever. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Chris is really great. So have a great show. Fuck, you don't do this. I do this. I do this thing. I do the show. You watch. Have a good day. Click the like buttons. Have a lovely weekend. Pet your dog. All right. Bye.